Pro Championship. James Deane, hiatus of a few years, back in the mix. Robert Thorne, that ASM, I know the Grid Life boys are watching. Chris Stewart, Jabay, Sean. See you guys at Gingerman Raceway, Grid Life next weekend. That's gonna be a party. I assume Robert Thorne will be out there. I think he's gonna bring that car. A lot of the drivers in FD are heading out there. I know Forsberg and even GTP's coming out. So a few other drivers, Chelsea, Vaughn. All right, here we go. James Deane will be there too, actually. He's gonna be at Grid Life for his first Grid Life. So here we go. James Deane will lead. Qualifying 10th, Robert Thorne qualifying 23rd. James Deane, that AutoZone RTR Spec 5, FD. Transitioning in, big flick by James Deane, but Robert Thorne jumps to the side of him. He has to take a little angle out of it, maybe got a little bit nervous. James, massive angle there, used all the course. He does hang it out quite a bit long, but I don't think, oh, Thorne loses a tire. That back left, you saw it. Yeah, you saw it there. And the tire exits off. James Deane continues on, so does Robert. Robert continues on. We don't need no stinking tires. The GT Radial jumps off, but he continues on. And unfortunately, that will basically retire him from competition. The D beating, I don't think he made contact with the wall, did he?
He did. I believe
he did.
Yeah, at the end of outside zone 1, that was what I was pointing out, trying to point out. He went really wide at the end of outside zone 1. I believe he rubbed the wall behind Deane, and I think that's potentially where it happened. Let's watch the replay to confirm that. But I believe that's what happened. You could see him kind of backing away from Deane's line as they came through the track. See there, right? He lost some angle, and then boom, right there.
Yep.
And kind of had a straight moment, and that's where the tire came off, right there. So
yeah,
it'll be up
what's
to
the outcome?
Well, it'll be up to the track people, and I believe the steward potentially did figure out what happens in this occurrence. If wall contact, potentially he's allowed to change. I'm not 100% sure, as it was not something that occurred due to D-bead on the track. It was just driving normally. So we will see what they make as the decision, and we'll get back to you with that answer as soon as we have it.
All right, a lot of things unfolding here. Some craziness. So James Deane and Thorne. All right, so we are deducing on the outcome here between Thorne and James Deane. That's a lad. The genie of the lamp. All right, we are revisiting three-time champion James Deane against Robert Thorne. This is the second half of the battle. Robert Thorne will lead after, unfortunately, Robert Thorne in the chase position hit the wall unimpeded by James Deane. Thorne hits the wall, tire debeads, wheel breaks, he straightens out prior to that. Robert Thorne's sitting on an incomplete. That's what the judges deemed it. So he needs to throw down a heater of a run. James Deane needs to make a mistake in the chase. Given the history, James Deane is, you know, I'm not gonna say he's got it wrapped up by any means, but I know Jabay and the Ramblers are cheering him on from the Midwest. And they are cheering on Robert Thorne, the ASM BMW on Koenig wheels. Let's see what we got here from Robert Thorne out front. Aggressive flick there, finds it. Look at that. That front counter really locked and loaded. Rambling his way past into that inside clip. Now in the transition, James Deane pulling that front left wheel off the ground. No mistakes by James Deane, and look at that, just slowly inching closer to him. And just with that, you know, with that incomplete on that first portion of the battle, Robert Thorne, he had a big uphill climb. He knew he was going against one of the best drifters in the world.
So we have James Deane in the chase here, doing what I would call kind of a safe, aggressive run. He's within proximity, not really pushing too hard, though. You can tell that there was a little more in the tank. He could have pushed the car. He could have gotten closer, but he's playing it safe, staying back a little bit, and then right at the finish line, gets nice and close to kind of put a period on that whole sentence that he just had there. But I think he was very strategic in that sense. I did give Robert Thorne an incomplete on his lead, on his chase. Yeah. I mean, so in that sense, I don't think the other judges necessarily did, but in this case, James Deane did just enough to get himself the win.
All right, well, there you have it. James Deane gets the win and advances on. It'll be James Deane versus Odie Bakshis in the Royal Purple Top 16. We got the final 3 battles.